But before that, let's just bring us up to speed with where we are in terms of the transfer window. Closes a week on Monday, 7 o'clock this time, not the usual 11 p.m, but still so much going on, lots of activity, and still so much talk about a certain Alexander Isak, which will be such a massive subplot to that Monday night football between Newcastle United and Liverpool. I mean, Merce, listening to Eddie Howe yesterday, he said he hadn't spoken to Isak for a week, and he also described the situation as a lose-lose situation. So come 7 o'clock, a week on Monday, where do you see Isak being?
At Liverpool.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I think... Yeah, Dawes said it a week ago or so. He said after Monday's game, I think that it'll be sorted out, and I think he'll be spot on. I feel he'll be spot on. It's got to be sorted out. These players now, ain't going to need the money to pay their mortgage. He can sit there for another 6 months if he wants. You know, they might as well take the money now. You know, he doesn't want to play. He's lost his legacy, and it's a shame on Newcastle because I thought they should have beat Villa last week. If in Isak's plan, they would have won that game, and you know, that would have been an amazing start to the season. So, for me, I don't like the way this is panned out. It's not the first time. It won't be the last time. It won't be the last time. The only one that's gained out of this is Wissa at Brentford, because no one's mentioning him.
Yeah, they're not. And he's, as we've heard from Keith Andrews yesterday, back in the squad today, having not been training with them for a little bit while. I mean, there was that statement released by Isak. So much of this now, Clinton, played out on social media. That's the big difference to how we used to see things. I mean, it still happened. It just wasn't played out quite as publicly. I mean, he claimed that broken promises had been made by the club to him. Are you as confident as Merce is that he will still find himself a Liverpool player come the end of the transfer window?
Yeah, I think he has to. He has to be a Liverpool player because it's going to be hard to go back to Newcastle. Yeah, they will take him back in if he goes back in and is scoring goals. We know he can score goals, but he's made it plain to everyone, knowledge to everyone that he wants to leave the football club. I listened to Merce, to be fair, when he was on Thursday. He spoke well about it. You know the statement that he wrote up. If he's at home there and he's at home and he managed to write that statement, he's very good because the detail of the statement that he wrote was unbelievable from Isak. So someone's definitely
suggesting it might not have been him.
Well, it might not have been him because the statement was amazing to come out like that. But he said he's had promises and he don't feel Newcastle have stuck to those promises. But then you look at Eddie Howe's interview and you think Eddie Howe's thinking, when he says stuff as well, you're not thinking...
To be fair, he's handled this very well,
He's handled it brilliant. I think it's something to do with the hierarchy. Maybe he's promised by the hierarchy he'll be able to get that move to Liverpool. Hasn't materialised. I think he should have gone about it where he should have still trained, still gone and trained with his teammates because you still need to keep your fitness, even though you want to get that move to Liverpool. Just get your head down and score goals. But it's fake promises he said he's had.
But could that have been made by the people who were there before?
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's a sad situation the way it's going to end, in my opinion. I really do. I mean, look, everyone will go, oh, Isak gets paid all this money. It wasn't too long ago he was an idolised, winning the Carabao Cup, heroes. That's all gone. You've just said his legacy is done and dusted. He cannot come back from this, in my opinion. The only way is, what happens if the deal doesn't go through and Liverpool don't stump up the money and go, right, we're going to pay 130, 40 million pounds what it's going to be. Then he's in limbo. Then what does Eddie Howe do? So
there's absolutely no way for you, if he remained a Newcastle United player come the end of the transfer window, there's no way for you he can rebuild those bridges with the fans. That's done for you, is it? Because if he starts scoring again, surely it changes.
If it's 8 o'clock on the 1st of September and he's still there, he's then going to have to be integrated back. He can't just... Surely they're not just going to put him into the reserves and go, we'll carry on paying your fortunes, you just don't train with us. There's one person who's... No, I'd say one person. There's a few losing out. The fans and Eddie Howe. I really feel sorry for those group of fans and Eddie because he's having to come up, front it up, do the media, and all he's talking about is Isak. What about the players that are there, training day in, day out? It's all about respect, and Merce, you said, players have done it before, we've seen it, but what you can do is you can go in and train. You might want to leave, it's clear, but just go and... train and do the job. You're getting paid respect for your employees. It blows my mind that players do.
I think the straw that broke the camel's back was when Seco went to Man United. I think then that's when he lost the plot. I think that's when he's gone, you know... What's his name?
Sesko. You're right. You got there.
I think that was the one where it was like he went there and it was like, now I've got to go into overdrive. Whether it's the agents told him, but then it's all gone blowing up.
Yeah, but the thing with all of this as well, and Liverpool I'm not going to mention, Liverpool have obviously spoken to an agent or something that started all of this off.
But I also wonder, Boydie, whether their priorities might just have changed because Ekitike's settling in brilliantly, but they've been so open defensively. Yeah, but we've seen in their first couple of games.
Simon, you cannot get a player to do what Alexander Isak has done and then back out the deal. It's impossible. I mean, he's totally lost, his legendary status at Newcastle. Last year delivered that cup that they've been hoping to get their hands on for a number of years. They were able to do that, scored the goal, was a hero. You cannot, Liverpool have obviously, you're going to have to do something to get yourself out. Because Newcastle, with PSR, but Newcastle don't need the money. They're the richest club in the world. They don't need the money. And this is where, you look at, and I know we'll touch on Nottingham Forest and Marinakis and that later, but you go back to when Morgan Gibbs-White, stood strong. No, he's not gone. Newcastle could quite easily do the same. They could. But when you look at, for me, Liverpool, I've got a lot to answer for this, because there is no way that you are going in and kicking up a fuss the way that Alexander Isak has if you've not been told we will make this happen.
Does the move happen for you?
It happens. It has to. It has to.
It has to, but it might not.
Well, you can't. You can't. It's impossible for Liverpool, for the actions, to take yourself out of training, to say you're not training. I mean, let's not be kidding. He's getting paid an absolute fortune to do what he's doing. Liverpool are... Listen, we all know what happens in football, and maybe he's got a little bit excited at the time and he's jumped the gun at the start, and then, right, I'm not doing it, because he felt as if he was going to push the move through. But as it stands right now, there's only one outcome in this, and it has to be that Liverpool sign him.
And I imagine it'll be talked about just a little bit in the build-up to the Monday Night Football, which sees Newcastle United go head-to-head with the champions Liverpool. You can see it all gets underway from 6:30, Sky Sports Premier League this coming Monday.